So they have finally given us R9. R9 is an SBC and we can complete him if you haven't already got him. So if we kind of go over to him, it is the 98 Ronaldo as well. So it is the great to the game. And to be fair, there's only 15 SBCs to complete. So with this, you have obviously got the loan option if you wanted to give him a go to start with. You will have a 94, 93, 5 93s. We have 3, 4, 5... 6 92s, and then a bronze and silver and an 86. To be honest, it's really not that bad, but we are 1-2 days away from being in September. So realistically, you want to get this done and then just start playing. That's kind of about it, really. He is that good, and I must say he is going to be definitely worth actually trying out. If you haven't already got him, then he's one that I would personally complete. He's one of my favorite strikers in the game, bar from like an Mbappe, because he's just that good. Now, the way to grind him, as you probably have already done, we will more than likely get the 85 times 10 unlimited tomorrow. Whether we see maybe an 86 times 10 come and might be 3 times, because that's what happened last year. So I can imagine that should kind of rear its head a little bit. So if I was to go ahead and put some players in to start this grind off, obviously it depends on where you're at in terms of your grind. I know I haven't quite got everybody there, but in terms of grinding them out, it should be relatively simple. And the way I personally go about doing it is as many of the 85 times 10 as I personally can do. Obviously, they do repeat in the mornings now for some reason. They apparently don't go to 6 p.m. So once you've done one, what I normally do when it comes to trying to do any of the big SBCs, I'll try and do a lot of the upgrades as much as possible, because then what I can do from there is just wait for a duplicate. So say, for instance, I'm kind of looking through the 94s and thinking, no, I need a 96, a 97. I've been getting dewed quite a lot for duplicate. So there's a 98 that would put so much less pressure on him. Okay, I've got 285 times 10. Brilliant. And I can imagine, yeah, I was going to say I haven't finished one of them. But in terms of grinding him out, when we're looking at the 85 times 10, like this one's going to be just a free one, we're going to get a, oh god, I don't even know what that is. You watch as well, you'll end up grinding him out and getting him at the same time. Is this a path to glory? Oh, it's the American path to glory. So we end up with a Bruno Gamero. So that's actually a fantastic one. If you've already got him, I think I might have given up mine. So you've got a 96 there. Say, for instance, he was duplicate. I would then go ahead and put these into an SBC. Just because I've got 2, I'm not going to bother. But I'd put them into the SBC and then deal with any of the high-rated cards, 93 and above, and go and do a section of R9. So we get a great to the game here. Guaranteed to be R9 because of this. It's going to be Nunez to start with. Show me that Brazilian. Oh, imagine. So we do get Schmeichel, so that's a fantastic one, because obviously I do already have him, and we're going to get a couple of others. So 88s and below, more than likely I will just put back into the 85 or 84 times 10, because it's going to be an easy one to deal with, and obviously I don't need really a 97 in an 86 rated SBC, or 84 for the 84 times 10. So I would go ahead, and after a few kind of sections, I would go ahead and try and do the 94. So obviously we saw that we got Schmeichel, and then I did get the Bruno Gomes, so I'll just whack them both in, because that's going to be a fantastic start. Being 94, you're kind of looking for 91 and above, depending on who you've got at the top level. If you've only got some 95s, maybe then you want to kind of go as close to the 92, 93, because we've got a 97 and obviously a 96. We should be able to include some 90s in this. Realistically as well, they're all going to be special. So we'll go ahead and put the 90s in. We will, what would that take me to? 93. So you can see already, it's going to take a big amount of SBCs to go for a 94. Now that is a 94. The 91s, 2s and 3s tend to be a little bit easier as well. Sometimes you want to chuck in a team of the season if you can. So that would be roughly what I'm looking at. So I've managed to get the Schmeichel gone. We've got a Bruno Gomes, couple of 94, 95s, and that's going to be one of the 94 rated SBCs done. So then I can obviously take any of the tradable stuff, go ahead and discard it, get some more coins and open some more packs. When it comes to kind of reliving the stock, so for instance we've managed to get rid of them, I'd then go ahead and do another 85 times 10, and then we just do the process again. Energizer packs are back. Ooh, nice. Let's have a look at them. And I would just try and keep at least one 84, 85 times 10 pre-done when I'm doing the SBC, so I know I'm not just going to go over my odds. Now, obviously, when it comes to this grind, I don't think there's any real chance that you're going to necessarily lose out, because it's very, very difficult at this point, especially with the amount of team of the seasons that are in packs. You don't have to worry about that too much. It's a very, very simple, and I would just do as many of the 85 times 10s before you go and do any R9, and then just try and do loads at once. Get a duplicate, and then just sit there and just grind out a few for a little bit. It is just the point of getting your club into a good position so that you can do it, and then you can keep doing your 84, 85 times 10s, and you can just keep revolving around. It is that simple when grinding them out. There is very little other things to do. If you need to open up some 89 upgrades to get the 52 players, then do it. It's not a very hard grind when it comes to it. It just takes a little bit of time. Now, once we do get the 85 times 10 grind unlimited, it is just slightly better than the 84 times 10. I must admit, I do find the 84 times 10 sometimes can have like one or two good cards, but then the rest of them tend to be 84 and 85, whereas an 85 times 10 really tends to be quite up there. So we did get the premium. Well, we got a premium Energizer pack. Is that it? I'm assuming they might give us another one at some point, so we'll see what we get from this. We do get a special, which is nice, but I don't think it's going to be anybody, to be honest. So, Sorloff, so that's just really discard value right there. When it comes to anything tradable from him, I personally just get rid of, because then it just bumps my coin ups to be able to go and get somebody else, maybe a little bit more expensive, a pack or something along them lines, or do an evolution if I really wanted to. So I get 3.5k back, give or take. If you do get a special, it's a guaranteed 10k at a minimum, so that is always very nice, and you just keep the grind going. If you manage to get R9 right at the end, then that is just unfortunately what you do. We do get Politano to start with, and to be honest, I don't even know who's behind him. That's terrible. We're gonna get, I mean, this is what I mean, the ratings are not terrible, but it's not the greatest for a 93 rated squad, because that's what we're kind of looking for at this point, is bulking up as many 91 to 94s, maybe even a 95, as much as possible, because they're going to be the ones to really help us with the SBCs, and they're going to be very difficult to come across, especially when we've got R9 needing multiple 94 to 92 squads, Mia Hamm needing 27 93 squads, let alone then your Eusebios, your Maldinis, your Rauls, or even Cruyff and Pele, all gonna need massive upgrades here, and then let alone the players as well. There's another one in itself. You've obviously got a big boy 99 Delit, but it is just a slow grind around. I would suggest, if you are trying to do them as well, tomorrow might be the better shout, because we will get the big upgrades. And also, if you wanted to do any of these, like this one for instance is a 95 plus guarantee, it's going to be well worth doing. If you then don't get anybody good, you could potentially get somebody who is absolutely on that level. And we also do have the preseason crafting. I completely forgot about that. We've got another 75 of these, but realistically, if you've already done a few, you only need 25. So that's going to be the grind. Let me know if you are going to complete it, or are you currently completing any of the other big boy SBCs.